It's my better side, too. I like this.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Right. Welcome back to Popcorn. Yeah, this is Ahmed, and today I am joined by the voice of boxing himself, Mr. Michael Buffer. Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you as well. Now, this press conference is a little tamer than we got a couple of days ago. What do you think is brewing between the fighters?
It had to be because I'm pretty sure the commission, the British Boxing Board, said probably going to take a little bit out of his paycheck, and we can't have that sort of thing happen. But it was tamer. One thing nobody should ever do, and they should always learn, is don't try to get into a verbal sparring match with Eddie Hearn, because he will definitely spin you and out talk anybody. But it was interesting. It was fun.
So you think Eddie won that verbal match today?
Eddie always wins a verbal match. Yeah.
I don't know. I think the last press conference, I think Eubank was getting the better of him.
Pardon me?
I think last press conference a couple of days ago, Eubank was getting the better of him.
Eubank is no slouch. There's no doubt about that. But Eddie can really machine gun you, and it's hard to overcome.
But Eubank is a very smooth talker. He knows his way around words.
He was really cool this time. He had a little bit of anxiety going for him, I think, in Manchester. But he was pretty prepared with what he wanted to say, and it was interesting. And it's a press conference. They're selling tickets, and you see that emotion also. So I'm looking forward to it. How about you?
Me, I'm very excited for this one. I think the fight itself is going to be explosive. I mean, Benn's been saying it's on site. So obviously it wasn't on site today, but I think he'll legally be allowed to do that in the ring.
Listen, it's a great venue. It's two fighters that have this family history, and especially over the last 3-4 years, the buildup of people saying, "Boy, I'd love to see these guys fight each other," and it transcends different generations, because you have fans that are younger than the 35 years difference between dad to son fighting each other. And so they might have been brought up by saying well, I remember seeing Nigel Benn fight. I remember seeing Chris Eubank fight. And so, you have the Gen Zs and maybe old geezer baby boomers like myself that want to see it. So it's going to be fun.
Is this the most explosive fight build-up you've been a part of?
Yeah. It's just starting. It's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I think it's probably there's shadows of Hay and Chisora, if you remember that one.
Yeah.
When they had a brawl before the fight, and then they ended up losing the licensing, and then they had to go for another commission.
And anytime you have Chisora involved in a fight, it's going to be a lot of fun at the press conference and the build-up.
Speaking of Chisora, he's got one more fight. Who do you think he should fight for that one?
I don't know. I mean, we're talking about a guy who is actually, in his own right, is legendary. Yeah. He really is. I mean, it's just amazing what he did a couple weeks ago, and he's likable. He's lovable. I just enjoy seeing him fight. He's at a stage where all of a sudden he'll shock you and pull off a win, where you're watching and you say, "Please, I love this guy. Don't let him get hurt." But he knows what he's doing, and he's out there, and he's enjoying it. Yeah. So, God bless him.
Just a couple more questions. So this Riad season, huge events you're being a part of. Well, how do you feel about it?
I'm sorry, say again.
This Riad season, we've got tons of huge events. Yeah. How do you feel being part of it?
Listen, this Riad season, His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh has done something that fight fans have been waiting for, bringing promoters together, and then their fighters get to fight each other. And 2-3 years ago, this just wouldn't have happened. So we've had 2 fights for undisputed. We're going to probably get back to an undisputed heavyweight champion again by the end of this year. And that's what the fans want to see. Undisputed, one champion, for one belt.
Yeah. And I know you're also a big part of the influencer sports events, like boxing with KSI. You do those events. What do you sort of think about that side of boxing?
Say again.
What do you think? Sorry. So you're a part of the influencer boxing scenes as well. You sometimes promote the bigger influencer fights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that corner of the sport?
Yeah, some of them are junk. Other ones are good. I love watching KSI fight, and I've been a part of his fights. And I've been there when Jake Paul has fought, and his brother, who's now a big star with WWE. And if the matches are good, then that's all that matters. So like we want to see better matches. I think Jake Paul is going to probably step up and elevate his game, maybe even move into fighting a contender, and that would be very exciting. They have a fan base, and they sell tickets. I mean, that's part of the game.
Yeah. And the last question from me. Just yesterday, Turkey actually announced a partnership with KSI and challenged him to fight a Riad boxer on Tiafimo's undercard. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, let it happen. Why not?
Is there anyone you think you'd like to see him fight?
Listen. I've done like a lot of his fights over the last couple of years. He's always great to be around. I'm really impressed with the way he trains, and I mean, he comes into the ring and he's ripped. I mean, you look at him like 4 or 5 years ago, and this is it's a different body in there, and I got to give him credit for that.
Well, Michael Buffer, lovely speaking with you. Before I let you go, anything you want to tell the people? Anything you want to share coming up with yourself?
Stick with boxing and enjoy it, everybody.
Well, the voice of boxing, Michael Buffer himself, and lovely ring as well there.
All right, thanks,
You
man.
blinged out.
Yeah, my wife gave me that.
Oh,
All
lovely.
right, thanks.
All right, take
Cheers.
care. Thank you.